barber.
I'm fine.
Thanks, guys. If you were here last year, maybe you saw me speak. I was going through a rough time last year. Let me just get out of the way. Cancer sucks, doesn't it? They told me, hey, you go after the luminary because you can cheer everybody back up. So the only way I know how to cheer people up is to tell a joke. So let me start with that. Guy walks into a bar. He's got a frog on his head. And the bartender's like, holy crap, what the heck is that? And the frog says, I don't know, I just shot out of my butt this morning. Oldie but goodie, you can use that later. You know, without getting too deep into my story, about 18 months ago, I was diagnosed. Let me take that back. I was 40 years old and I had the goal of being in the best shape of my life by the age of 40. I'm out of breath from walking so fast and hard in that luminary thing. I'm a detective for the City of Tempe Police Department. When I was 32, I went through the academy. Thanks. So 32 when I went through the academy, I was in great shape. I was like these ROTC guys over here, running up and down mountains and everything. So anyway, I was well on my way, age of 40, just being in the best shape of my life. Riding my bike 7 miles each way to work and back every day, going to the gym 4 times a week, stuff like that. And then one day, I don't know, I really didn't have any symptoms. I just went to the doctor one day and he seemed concerned and sent me to a specialist. One thing led to another. And they sat me and, well, my wife now, but my fiance, down and basically said, you've been dealt a really bad hand. And that's tough, you know, hearing that. So I'm like, what are you talking about? I feel great. So anyway, I get diagnosed with stage 4, advanced stage prostate cancer. And I'm 40. So I'm in these waiting rooms at these different doctor's offices with guys that are 70, 65. So we deal with that, but I go through surgery. Then I start hormone therapy because prostate cancer, they have to lower your testosterone because the cancer thrives on that, which is tough when you're working out all the time and a healthy, I thought, male. So I start that, so I have hot flashes all the time. It's great. And then I went through chemotherapy, 18 weeks of that, lost my hair almost immediately. And if you see some of these yellow busting perps fighting cancer shirts, like right down here, yeah, over there. Try those cake bites, by the way, that's my booth over there. You guys are making rounds, a little, just kind of pumping up the cake bites. Anyway, on the back of those shirts is a picture of me holding up 2 thumbs and smiling, and on the back, when I took that picture, I was getting my head shaved, because I knew my hair was getting ready to fall out. So it's me with 2 thumbs up, with a big smile, and I knew it was coming. We had, I think, 40 other officers. We were on the news. They all told me, we want to shave our heads with you. So they all did that. It was on the news. And that sort of support system really helps you get through stuff like this. If you've been through it, or you know somebody close who's gone through it, a family member, a friend of a friend, you know, it's so critical. So then I did radiation, 45 treatments, and 1 year ago, tomorrow, was my last radiation treatment. I stayed, thanks. So I stayed, the cancer was undetectable, I guess, for this whole time, since without my second chemo treatment. And then in January, all of a sudden, there was a little blip on the radar with some of my scans. And because I'm so young and it was so advanced, they've really been keeping on top of it. The first meeting that we had with my oncologist that we chose, that's supposed to be one of the best in the state, everybody raves about him, he sat us down and the first thing he said was, you are going to die from this. I was like, okay, Mr. Smiley, that's not good. I was like, I can't die, I have so many things to do. A beautiful young daughter here, I've got to see her graduate college, have some kids, stuff like that. But you know, I haven't won the lottery yet. I keep waiting. Anyway, so January, yeah, it's back on the radar. And then February, the number goes up even higher with everything that we tried for that month. And now just in April, like a week ago, it 6 times what it was in February. So I'm probably gonna be losing my hair again here pretty soon. But I've already been there once, that doesn't scare me. So, is there anybody in this room who can raise their hand and say that they don't know anybody with cancer, or had a relative, a friend of a friend? Is there anybody who can raise their hand? There's no... Way back? Oh, I got you. I mean, look around what cancer, you know, how it affects people. What I did on my way home from getting diagnosed and from that guy telling us, you've been dealt a really bad hand. This guy's been doing it for 40 years. He started choking up and crying, saying he lost, you know, sleep the night before, and knowing that he was going to have to tell me and my young fiance that, you know, this is bad. So on the way home, my reaction wasn't to curl up in a ball in the corner. My reaction was, I told Autumn, my fiance or wife, I was like, I'm going to affect lives with this, you know? And I'm going to take care of myself, that's fine, but I'm going to share my story with everybody. I'm going to scare the crap out of as many guys as I can, for sure, to go out and get tested. Because of the prostate cancer, I mean, I was getting to be an expert at that by the time I was diagnosed, because I knew something was wrong. So, then what that led to is me being now on the board of directors of a company to where we have mobile units that go around, just like the mammography units for women. We do that for men with prostate cancer. We have urologists on board that do all the testing and all of that. So in a small way, I feel like I'm helping people, or I'm saving lives, or helping them catch it early. Because it's truly one of those things where if you catch it early, like with all cancers, the better odds you have of survival. I start off some of my talks, I talk all over the place, and I'm a mentor to a lot of guys from around the world. I have people who write me after reading my story on various different blogs and websites. We had a couple from Amsterdam come stay with us because of the socialized medicine out there. They wanted to come out and get a second, you know, opinion out here in America. New Zealand, a guy we were just dealing with, still going back and forth with, multiple states. So anyway, that helps us get through it, and I forget where I was going with that. Anyway, you got to make sure that, that's where I was going. I start off my talks with that 1 out of every 8 women, there's a lot of statistics, 1 out of every 8 women will get breast cancer, and hopefully that number goes away someday. I mean, with any cancers. But 1 out of every 5 men will get prostate cancer. I mean, look around you. Out of every 5 guys in here will get that. That's the current statistics. You hear pancreatic cancer, 4% survival rate. I mean, a really bad one. So as you're going through this, you start hearing all those stats, all those numbers, and it's real easy to just, you know, totally give up and think I'm going to be one of those, you know, 5 guys, or I'm going to be that 4%, and why go on? You can't do that. You've got to be strong. You've got to want to live. You got to smile and laugh, and you got to help people. And if it isn't you, hopefully you guys live a long life and you never have cancer. But anybody who does have cancer that you know of, it's cool that you guys are coming out doing something like this here today. We do stuff tomorrow. We're doing a thing at 2:30. We have to be in Scottsdale at 2:30 for another function, and then another charity golf tournament on Monday for prostate cancer. So we do as much as we can. We help as many people as we can. Talk to the support groups and all of that. So I guess if I can leave you with anything here today, I'm just proud of all of you for showing up to something like this, showing your support, raising money, and hopefully someday we do put an end to this. I think I read in one of the little things they sent out, in 27 years since that first guy decided to run around that track years ago for Relay for Life and raise money. They've raised $4 billion just with Relay for Life. That's a massive number. So keep up the good fight, I guess is what I have to say. And before I go, there is one more thing I want to say as far as some words of wisdom, and it made me think. What if the hokey pokey is really what it's all about. Think about that. Thank you.